Sound, take 8, action.
And more news on the home front. It appears that All Out Fools, the company responsible for bringing you products like the You Don't Have to Believe Every Word tonic, and the highly popular yet controversial My Pastor's Better Than Yours energy drink, has released a new product called the You're Not in My Circle candy bar. And the reviews are through the roof.
Yes, Mark. In fact, we have received several reports that this controversial new confection has taken churches across America by storm. And a lot of people are saying it really hits home with their spiritual taste buds. Take a look.
I have always felt that our church was better than others. In fact, I had already started to draw a circle and draw the church I used to attend completely out. This "you're not in my circle" phenomenon has really just opened up the opportunity for me to express my true feelings. It's amazing. I'm sorry.
The new candy bar is revolutionizing churches and Christians across America and allowing the old religious system to break its hold and allowing believers to be who they really are.
With all the excitement out there, one might think that All Out Fools holds a monopoly right now, but they do have one competitor, and that competitor is tickling the religious world's entertainment tummy. We now go to Rachel Ward, who is reporting live on location at one of the grand openings for this new Shockwave. Rachel?
Thank you, Christina and Mark. I'm standing here at the corner of Hatred and Malice, where people have been waiting in line for hours at the Pay Us to Destroy Your Soul movie theater. And why are they waiting, you ask? They're waiting to see the new film called No More Time for Jesus. Now, this film has been the talk of Facebook and every other form of social media since its announcement earlier this year. The producers of the film have stated that this film is structured to attract Christians, especially young Christians, to cloud their minds and cause them to waste time on things that profit nothing but push them further from God. And young believers are flocking to theaters, and movie house owners are reportedly sold out all across the country. The ticket sales have already broken many records.
Now, Rachel, has it been stated that there are any young message believers in these lines?
Mark, that has been confirmed. The studio that made the film has stated that the film is presented in a way to make it innocent enough for even youth raised in message churches to feel comfortable enough to attend. It's really amazing the time and effort that this company has put into studying these young people and knowing exactly how to get their attention and ease their consciences so that they'll open themselves up to these things.
I can't wait for this movie. I've waited for so long. I haven't been excited about a film since The Dove Takes Its Flight came out. Hi, Mom.
It's like everything God did up until this time is gonna fly right out the window when we see the movie, you know. I mean, it's like the victory that it cost to pay for these tickets was worth it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I do it all over again, and I'm not ashamed of it one bit. I mean, and any hardships or hurt feelings that Jesus might have, I mean, so be it. I mean, I love these films. It's just who I am. So don't hate, appreciate.
I have such a respect for the producers of these films, for having our entertainment interests in mind and for wanting to destroy our walk with God, for deliberately wanting to void everything God has done for us, and on top of that, allowing us to pay with our hard-earned money to do it. That is so cool. God bless them for it.
I think the creators of these films should really be commended for taking such an interest in the youth in Christian churches. Their whole intention is to get people away from Jesus in any way they can, and I think they're doing a terrific job. And the people's actions prove that they appreciate it as well.
Yeah, it looks like it. Thank you, Rachel.
No problem.
Rachel Ward there, reporting live on location at the Pay Us to Destroy Your Soul Theater.
Now we move on to sports with Elijah Kicken. Elijah, what do you have for us today?
Well, Mark, we've had a lot of action to report as of late with the Super Bowl, the World Series, and the Olympics all happening in the same week. It's been just too much for believers all over the country to handle. The company called a bunch of idiots chasing a ball for millions of dollars and police officers and firefighters make pennies reports says that they are happy with the numbers that have been coming in. Many believers have stayed home from services in order to watch their favorite games or even attend them in person. A lot of these members who won't lift a finger to give their time to the church for a single thing have sat in cold weather, stood in lines for hours, and even spent thousands of dollars on their favorite seats just to watch a bunch of morons running around a field chasing a ball. These poor fools do all this and represent their favorite players by wearing their jersey when all along the players don't even know these poor fools exist and wouldn't give them the time of day in most cases. All the while taking believers' money and rolling in the dough while the moron in the bleachers has to get up Monday morning and go back to work to make his pennies. The company, a bunch of idiots chasing a ball for millions of dollars and police officers and firefighters make pennies, reports that countless Christians have unknowingly put more interest, love, and fascination in a ball full of air than the Lord Jesus who died to save them and give them peace, joy, love, and forgiveness. These reports come as a great victory for the sports industry.
Thank you, Elijah, for that candid report. I'm sure the sports industry is very proud. And now we're going to move on to Rico Suave for an update on the weather. Rico?
Thank you, Christina. We are noticing a pretty strong cold front moving into a lot of the churches, not only across the country, but across the world. Things are steadily cooling off in the churches because the individuals in those churches are cooling off. We have experienced a few isolated heat waves here and there in places all across the world, but they are very few and far between.
Rico, how many warm spots do you think are left?
According to our recent search, Mark, it appears there are about 700 hot spots around the world at this time. Everywhere else seems to be cooling rapidly. The odd thing about it is that the cooling areas are not noticing the change in temps.
I'm not sure I follow you.
In other words, Christina, they are dropping in temperatures, but still going to church, still going through all the motions as if they were still warm. They appear to be oblivious to their condition.
Rico, does the Prince of the Power of the Air Weather Service have any explanation as to this cooling trend?
Mark, as a matter of fact, they do. The cooling trend in the churches is, as I said before, because of the cooling trend in the individuals.
But what is the reason for the cooling trend in the individuals?
Well, actually, it's due to pretty much everything you've already covered previously in this newscast. The separation between believers, the people putting the world before Christ, all the distractions and whatnot, all those things are contributors to the cooling trend we are seeing here.
That makes sense. Well, thank you, Rico, for the informative report.
No problem. Thank you, Christina. And Mark, your hair is on point.
Thanks, pal. And don't talk so loud. Your mustache will drop off.
Well, thank you for watching BTS News, the broadcast that shows you who people are behind the scenes.
Have a good night.
That has got to be the most depressing, obnoxious thing I have ever seen in my life. A little over the top, but it gets the point across. It's kind of like what Brother Branham said, God help the day that people will be just what they are.